Hey guys, hello and welcome to Amar Techs. Today we are gonna make an amazing obstacle avoiding robot. So let's get to the super interesting project.
You can encourage me by liking, subscribing, sharing my video and commenting on it.
So let's understand how this robot works. It's ultrasonic waves. So when there's an obstacle in front of it, the ultrasonic waves bounce back into the receiver. Our Arduino Uno has analyzed everything. It will send a signal to the servo motor for it to move left and right, which you will be seeing in the testing. While the servo motor moves, the ultrasonic sensor continues to give ultrasonic waves. When the data is given to the Arduino Uno, the Arduino Uno will do its analyzation. Like in the left, if there is more space than the right, the robot will move to the left and continue to go forward. So how does it move? It goes through the motor driver. You can't connect the DC motors directly to the Arduino Uno because it will damage your board, or the Arduino Uno doesn't give the appropriate amount of voltages to drive a DC motor. Next, the motor driver receives all of the data. It will do its function accordingly. That is, if there is more space on the right, the motor driver will make the left motor go forward and the right motor go backward in order to make the whole robot move right. And that's how it works, folks. Now let's get to the connections and codes right away to make this super interesting project. Get to the connections, and I'll also explain you what each connection does. Let's get to our connections. The first one is ultrasonic sensor to Arduino Uno. So the first one is our VCC to the 5V pin. What this does is powers our ultrasonic sensor. Next is the trig pin to analog reader 1. Basically, the Arduino Uno reads all the data. Now, what this trig pin gives to the ultrasonic sensor is the amount of the ultrasonic waves it has to give. Now, next is our echo pin to the analog reader 2. What this does is the ultrasonic sensor now gives the data to the Arduino Uno. Now, next is the GND to GND. What this does is completes our circuit. We also have to connect the output 3 to the DC motor 1, then output 4 to DC motor 2. What this does is powers our DC motor. Now will be the servo motor to the Arduino Uno and the motor controller L298n connections. First connection will be our signal pin to the Arduino Uno pin 10. What this does is gives codes to the servo motor. That's right, the servo motor could be programmed. Now, the next connection will be our red wire or the VCC of the servo motor to the 5-volt pin of the L298n motor driver. What this does, the motor driver will give 5 volts to the servo motor. Now next is our GND of the servo motor to the GND of the Arduino Uno. Now the GND of the Arduino Uno will give the power to the servo motor, and our connections are done with the servo motor. Now let's get to the connections of the motor driver to the Arduino Uno. 10 pins, what they do is control each motor's terminal. Why do they have to go to the Arduino Uno? Because they are programmed. Now this IN1 goes to pin 7 according to our connections, IN2 goes to the pin 6, then IN3 goes to the pin 5, then IN4 finally to the pin 4 of the Arduino Uno. What we do want to achieve is to control Arduino Uno and L298n using only one 9-volt battery. So in order to do that, we need to connect the red wire to the 12-volt power supply and the black wire to the GND. Then again the GND's wire should be connected to the GND of the Arduino Uno. Then the 5-volt pin of the L298n to the win pin of the Arduino Uno, and our connections are finally done. Now let me get to you with an important notice, that is, don't cover the cardboard with aluminum foil, because the Arduino Uno will be placed on top of the aluminum foil and the Arduino Uno will get damaged. You shouldn't do that with the L298n or any other component which includes a microcontroller. So let's get to the super interesting projects testing. Please give a like to the video, subscribe to my channel which is Amar Techs, and please do share my videos if you like to, and let's out!